Alright, so back from another episode of Telatalk.
What up? Fist up in the air. Justice for Junior. Shout out.
Yeah, all the crazy shit that's been happening in the world. Alright, so we're gonna get straight into the shits. The album of all albums that we've been waiting on.
The greatest album of all time, perhaps.
Teyana Taylor album, what's it, KSTE or KTE? KTSE.
Keep the same energy.
Yeah, that's what the album is.
Yeah, perhaps the greatest album.
That's a Harlem native right there.
Fact. Perhaps the greatest album to be dropped by a basketball wife? Question mark.
Is that? I'm pretty sure that's the only album dropped by a basketball wife.
Chill. Let's wait till Aisha Curry dropped that flex tape.
Yeah, whatever.
I've been cooking on you hoes. I've been shoving with the sticks.
That would be fucking.
Yo,
hilarious.
if Aisha Curry puts out a fucking mixtape,
if she puts out a mixtape, these bitches are gonna be tight because they already hate her anyways.
bro, you already know she's gonna sample like, she's gonna get like someone to read out tweets at her.
Damn.
And just like fucking freestyle.
Imagine if she gets Drake to fucking write the bars for her.
Yo, imagine Drake and Aisha Curry dish Pusha T.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, and Pusha come back with Steph Curry on the track.
Nah, he comes with Klay Thompson. It's like, I can carry this team by myself type beat.
China Clay. Alright, so
But actually about Tiana's album.
yeah, back to Tiana's album, KTSE, Keep the Same Energy.
Keep that same energy.
Out of good music projects that dropped, this is the one that I feel like it was more cohesive. They really toned to her sound.
And it's kind of crazy that you say it's the most cohesive because she's super tight about it.
She does not like this. This is not the album that she wanted to come out. This is not the album. I think what they're gonna do is they're revamping it today.
They're updating it, and Saturday it'll be the new version.
Which is a great like marketing scheme in a sense, because you get your first week numbers, then you revamp it for the second week, and it's all gonna be just more. It's like another first week for it because there's new songs on it. It's kind of what Kanye did on
The Life of Pablo.
The Life of Pablo.
He's like, yo, I switched the drums, I put in the horn.
But how much people actually listen to that shit though? Like,
I still have the original pirated version. I haven't heard the new one. All I did was make sure I had Saint Pablo on the end, and then we good.
Apple Music.
Shout out. Me. But the thing, I like Tiana's album a lot. It's like there's 8 songs on there. 7 are good.
There's 7 songs on there, isn't there?
No, there's 8.
I thought all that shit was supposed to be 7 tracks.
Yeah, but she added "Work This Pussy." Work This Pussy.
Look. I like if it's 8, I like 7 of the 8 songs.
Yeah, same here.
Work This Pussy is never gonna get played on my thing again.
Honestly, I can see it as a good gym track.
That's what I think she made it for. I think that's her new Fade to Love song, like when Kanye had her on to the Life of Pablo. Yeah. She made that so. She's a dancer naturally, so she dances.
If you put "Work That Pussy," J-Rock's "Win," and the Freddie Gibbs song "Automatic," you'll be like swole in 3 days, guaranteed.
Yo, so and a funny thing that I found out is that a lot of people don't know what Teyana Taylor looks like. Like Andrew doesn't know. Andrew has never seen Teyana Taylor.
Like. I only know her from the I forgot what music video it's for, but it's with her and Iman.
Fade.
The Fade music video, awesome. Where she's like a fucking like.
I've known about Teyana Taylor for forever because she was signed to Star Trek with Pharrell way back in the days when she was like 16.
I didn't know she had other projects.
Yeah, she had another album last year, which was a really good album. What Teyana Taylor does, she brings R&B, like real R&B back, not like the sing rap like Bryson Tiller or something like that.
It's just straight.
And it's not as acoustic as the Daniel Caesar or maybe a Her, which I feel that Her is probably like the best R&B act out now. But Teyana Taylor brings more of that soulfulness to the R&B.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of that on this album, especially like. I think it was a good match production-wise with Kanye.
Yeah. I think Kanye tailored the beats around her rather than with Nas. He's just putting out beats that Nas doesn't sound good over and Nas just has bars.
I think he put out the same type of beats for both and Nas doesn't sound good over it.
That's what I'm saying. He had one specific sound.
Yeah. Rather
than just tailoring it to Nas, what you're supposed to do as a producer. Not just fucking throw fucking DJ Premier beats at fucking Little Uzi Vert or some shit like that.
Hold on, you might be onto something, brother.
That's not gonna sound good.
You might be onto something.
That won't sound good. But
I want at least an A-Rap Music and Juice WRLD collab.
Who the fuck is Juice WRLD?
You never heard of Juice WRLD? He's the black Post Malone. I don't even know he's black, but sorry. Shout out Juice WRLD. Your music is actually bad.
Alright, so just give a little breakdown of the track by track. So it starts off with No Manners
That's the intro track?
Yeah, the track is good. I don't think that's the best track on the album, but the track is good. It flows well. It's a good first track. And then we flow into Gonna Love Me, which I personally think is the best song on the album. It's
one of my favorites for sure.
But the thing is about that song, give it another verse and that song would have been a whole lot better.
I agree.
And then...
But the sample is so hard.
The sample is hard as shit. And then so it turns into Issue / Hold On.
Which is probably the second best song.
That's the second best song I think on the album. Again, I probably could have got another like maybe 30 seconds, maybe 40 seconds, maybe like another half a verse on that. Hurry is the next song after that at number 4.
Hurry's a really fun track.
I like the track, but I could have done without that Kanye verse.
You're telling me you're not trying to hear "Is she treating daddy and she could call me daddy"?
That's hard. I don't need that track. 3-way Ty Dolla always kills features. Kills features. I think that's somebody who's super slept on the music game. Ty Dolla is dope as fuck.
Well, his solo shit isn't like as appealing to me.
Because I think his solo shit, he's just used to writing for so much people and doing features, and I don't think he puts in enough time for a solo track.
But the thing is, I don't want to have a world without Ty Dolla $ign features.
That's the thing. But I'm saying, if Ty Dolla $ign took like how TDE does, if he took some good months on just focusing on his shit, not writing and putting his album together, I think he would do a lot better. Cause he makes a lot of good music, for a lot of people. Then fast forward to that, Rose in Harlem, which on first listen that was my favorite song, but after a couple of times, I feel like it gets a little tiring. It's kind of like listening to Old Boy by Cameron. Like, you could listen to that shit.
You compared it to Old Boy?
Yeah, because you could listen to it because the sample drives the thing. Not as much as on Old Boy, because then, like, they do a bar and then the sample Old Boy comes on. But it's like the sample starts to get old, in a sense. Because it's the same sample over and over. Really good. It's a good track. And then Never Would Have Made It. I like that song a lot. I think that might be my third favorite song on that.
Probably like of all the good tracks, that's my least favorite.
And I think that's where she vocalizes more of like how she could sing. Cause Teyana Taylor like she could really sing despite what these motherfuckers are out here singing. Like this is not.
Teyana Taylor got that. I just hit the jewel pod voice sometimes, and I fuck with it heavy.
And then the last track is Work This Pussy. I'm completely erasing that out of my mind. That track is not for me. That's for the ladies. Summertime. Get your body right, working out to that shit and all that. It's cool.
Honestly, it might be for you fellas out here trying to do some Kegels. Get that. Never mind. Delete this.
I'm leaving that in.
Moving on.
Right.
Let's keep it pushing.
Against the Gibbs, classic. Dropping. Drop
Freddie.
Drop Freddie. The fucking album cover is classic.
It's amazing.
Those who don't know, it's a Teddy Pendergrass album that he just did like that, where he's a classic 1970s, 1980s laying down on his side.
25 years from now, there's going to be some kid at the record store. He's going to be looking for like super soulful shit. He's going to pick up this album, put it on, and be like, what the fuck is this?
25 years from now, they're going to look and they're going to find the Teddy Pendergrass one and be like, hold on, what the fuck is the same shit? Because this is the same album cover.
It's
For a second, that nigga had me thinking he was going to drop an R&B album. I was like, come on, man, do not do this,
the
man.
promo that he had,
yeah, the single promos.
Amazing.
That shit was hilarious. Freddie Gibbs probably one of the funniest rappers up there with like Q and like them niggas. Like them niggas, that nigga is funny as shit.
Fact, without even trying, it's just like hilarious. But the actual album of his is super hard.
The album is hard. It's classic Freddie Gibbs. I like how Freddie Gibbs, like his tone on records and his flow on records, like it's really good. Like it shouldn't fit with every beat, but it fits well.
He has awesome beat selection. And
I mean, yeah, you gotta have good beat selection because you can just run about Madlib like, yo, what you think this beat or this song sounds like? Like, come on.
We do need a bandana.
I thought that this was gonna be bandana for a second.
Nah, impossible.
I've been waiting for that album for a minute. That if anybody knows me, that Freddie Gibbs Pinata album was like that's just one of my top albums of like
the decade
ever, dog.
Actually,
that album is really good. That album is really, really, really. I can say album top to bottom without skipping the track.
Yeah, but this Freddie is the third album he's put out since Pinata. So I'm wondering, are we ever gonna get Bandana?
You'll get Bandana, but he knows you want it. He knows you want. So
that's what the fucking album cover is. He's looking at you like, yeah, you know you want Bandana.
Basically, the thing is with Freddie Gibbs is, after he puts out that track, well, since Pinata was so good, you have something like, alright, so you have to live up to a standard now. Because after you did it once, you got to live up to that standard with fucking him and Madlib's track. My favorite track on that got to be either Too Legit or maybe Toe Tag. I like that track a lot.
I like Automatic, Too Legit, Triple Threat, Wait, Death Row. No, what I like about Death Row is the Easy E track.
Yeah, that's just
amazing.
A lot of people probably won't like it, but that track is hard. Triple Threat is a really good song.
Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I like 9 songs on this.
Yeah, he always has consistent albums. Like I've always liked Freddie Gibbs when he was signed to what was it? Damn, I forgot what Jeezy's label was called.
I'm not sure.
It's Corporate Thug something.
But outside
CTE, when he was signed to CTE, he had a song with Jeezy like back, and it was really good. And then he put out I think it was a mixtape. It's Babyface Killer, and I like that mixtape a lot. And I'm like, yo, why is this nigga not getting played? And then he came back out of nowhere with Pinata.
So this is outside of Pinata. This is probably equal with Babyface Killer on terms of my favorite.
I like this one better than the last one. I forgot what the last one was called.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
No, this is fourth one then, because he has the one when he came out of jail that he dropped.
Yeah.
40 Karat Jesus, some shit like that.
44 Karat Jesus.
Yeah, that album was really slept on too. I like that album a lot. That album was good.
He did the short album shit before Kanye. It was only 8 songs.
Yeah.
It was something that we needed because we were all worried about that nigga. He was gone in Europe for like a few months.
Damn, yeah. Shout out to Freddie for being that case. Niggas trying to get these niggas locked up for no reason.
Now they got Smokey Margello with the same shit.
Smokey Margello, the little nigga who be rapping with ASAP.
Yeah, he like 15 and he got the ill rape charge in Spain.
Yeesh. Alright, so...
Yeah, moving on keeping it light.
From that. Alright, so we're going to rate the good music albums of the summer. So...
I'm going to go off because I actually have my list here. So, I'm going to actually go backwards. So, out of the 5, number 5 spot. Can I get a drum roll, my nigga?
Alright, good. Alright, move on.
It's actually the Nas album, Nasir. I like it. It's just my least favorite. Don't argue with me, argue with your mother.
I'm gonna let Andrew keep getting his rocks off before I say anything.
Alright. My 4th favorite is Ye. Again, read about it. Don't argue with me, argue with your mother. It's the only reason it's not last is because of that song with Jeremiah and Ty Dolla $ign. Just get the genie on my lap, with the bottle. Alright. Number 3, we got Keep That Same Energy, Teyana Taylor. We just heard us talk about it. Please don't argue with your mom about it. That's just fire. 7 out of 8. You can't argue with me. Number 2, it's Daytona. Rolex on my watch. Shout out. You know what? That's Pusha T right there. You
niggas know I completely disagree with that.
What? Daytona's number 2?
Yeah.
You think it's number 1?
Yes.
Alright, well, first of all, you're wrong. And then number 1 has got to be Kids See Ghost. And if you argue with me, you just got to listen to Reborn.
I honestly don't know what Andrew loves about Kids See Ghost so much.
My nigga, he sampled a Christmas song.
I don't care. Nigga, if that's the case, the fucking, wasn't the Clams Casino got the best beat out. This nigga sampled a SeaWorld fucking commercial, nigga.
Well, Ski Mask rapped over the fucking Billy and Mandy beat, so there's that.
But, alright, so give him my list. I'm gonna do Daytona 1, Teyana Taylor 2, Nas 3, Kids See Ghost 4, and Ye 5.
I might really put Ye 5. I'm saying
that
like I didn't put Ye 4.
That album was fucking trash.
I thought about killing you.
Like, that album was not good. Kids See Ghost has a couple good tracks, but all the tracks on top of that, Daytona, I like every single track on Daytona. And Teyana Taylor's album, I only dislike one song, and it's a song that is not meant for me.
There's no bad songs on Daytona, actually.
No, there's not. I like every single song on Daytona. Push delivered that shit perfectly. And I still have them number 1 as the best album out this year. And I'll probably put Nipsey Hussle 2, and then I'll put
Nipsey Hussle number 2.
Nipsey Hussle album is super underrated. It's really good.
I haven't heard it. I'm not gonna talk shit.
And I'll probably put Freddie Gibbs 3. To be honest, this is my top 3 right now. Freddie Gibbs album is really good too.
Damn.
And I don't expect anyone to change it because I don't know who else is gonna drop.
Come back to me in 10 minutes. I have a top 3 so far of the year.
I'm just falling off the head with that shit. So
because You know the rapper Saba, right?
Yeah.
So he's part of like that Chicago group called Pivot Gang or some shit like
What,
that.
they put out an album or something?
No, but there's a member who's like lesser known. He's like some Asian cat named Sen Morimoto. He put out like a jazz album, and that's my favorite shit of the year so far.
I haven't listened to that album yet. I mean, there's a lot of good albums that came out this year. That's just off the top of the head.
J. Cole dropped this year too.
I'll put it top 5, but I won't put it top 3.
J. Cole's garbage.
Andrew's gonna keep pushing that narrative from Twitter. So
maybe call it a narrative, like it's not real life. But go off. Galiucci's dropped this year. Is this a music only podcast? We here, no more fashion. This is a music podcast.
I mean, this is an art podcast in general. So, George Smith album was really good too.
Georgia Smith, honestly, I wasn't a fan. I like Georgia Smith because she's bad and the music's good.
I think a lot of people just like Georgia Smith because she looks good.
It's really long.
The album?
Really long. It's like 18 tracks.
Nigga, what album did you listen to?
Georgia Smith's, isn't it? Lost and Found?
It's not 18 tracks.
Let's count them out.
It's like, alright, hold on.
Hold on.
Let me get my fucking...
pull it up. Pull up the details. Because the tracks that I like were already out.
This dude said 18. I do not remember that shit being 18.
Bro, it's 18 tracks or some shit. 18 tracks, no features, no platinum. Just kidding, there's probably features. That just shows how much I know about the album. Beep. It's 13 tracks. It's a normal album. See, these Kanye niggas is out here wilding right now. Hope Joe's album was way too long. Wait, so that's 13. That's like 50% more than what I'm used to right now.
If it's 13, well, Drake's dropping a double album, so we'll see what that.
If this 13 song album feeling like 18, Drake's feeling like that 40 track Chris Brown project.
Nah, he's not. He won't drop 40.
No, I'm saying it was gonna feel like that.
Oh, I was about to say because he's gonna drop like maybe.
He dropped the track list. It looks like trash. He said it. Mal said on Joe Budden's podcast that it was going to be half rap, half R&B, and it says on the track list side A and side B, and fucking God's Plan is on the rap side.
Oh yeah, and I'm obsessed on the rap side. I could have told you that was gonna happen.
It's super trash.
He need that's just good marketing. That's gonna be for the streaming numbers.
But I'm saying not streaming numbers wise, but if God's Plan is the Drake rapping, I don't want to hear the rest of the fucking rapping.
But I'm saying that's not gonna depict of what his. I think maybe like 1 or 2 tracks will be like I'm upset and thing, and the rest will just be he has to bar some shit to death now because I think that's why he switched it, to be honest.
Yeah, I
don't think this was originally gonna be a double album for Pusha T and Drake shit.
I need Tuscan Leather, Western Flow Road, and Diplomatic Immunity Drake.
Look,
thank you.
Contrary to belief, I'm a Drake fan, but nigga, he dropped 3 trash albums last. Like views, I like maybe 3 tracks on that shit was like 20 something songs.
More Life was also
More Life. I like maybe like 6. That shit was 18 songs. Nothing Was the Same, which I think is Drake's best album, hands down. I think that's his closest thing to a classic, but I don't think that's a classic.
No, I think
that's his closest thing to a classic though.
I think it'll be a classic because I think people.
Well, yeah, at the time, you can't say. I'm not gonna say album was classic in 24 hours.
I'm not gonna say it's a classic, but I can see in the future people who regard it as like a really important album for Drake.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but that's like another knock that Drake has that he doesn't have a classic album.
Yeah, but Jay-Z said on that album, "I had Benzes before you had braces," so that's already a classic.
I'll black Maybach, but I'm not a racist.
All right.
So transitioning to the Kim Jones Dior. Spring Summer 19.
This shit was amazing.
I think everybody loved this just like they loved the Virgil shit.
Yeah. In
the sense of more people. I'll say more people probably liked it because he's an original designer. And
I think so too. And
he matched the same energy as Virgil, like the hype of it. He matched that same energy with the car shit. Because as soon as everybody saw the car shit, those who didn't see it was a statue of the normal cars figurine, and it was all done in roses and
it was all done in flowers
and pink roses.
It was like over 18,000 flowers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Even the suit was
and that shit
awesome.
The suit was roses too.
The suit was flowers.
That was dope. I didn't notice that. I didn't notice that at all.
And they also put out the BFFs in baby Dior clothes. That's also super sick. They really like.
I wouldn't mind getting those, but I don't think those are just gonna come out. I think those are just gonna be for the people who are at the show.
Right, but
overall, from this show, I would say there's a lot of similarities between this and Virgil's show. To be honest,
I am inclined to agree, not based on like the style of the show.
No.
But like what was actually put out.
Yeah.
Like if
they have some
pictures,
similar looks,
yeah.
but they're all different. For example, one look that I see right away was the see-through button-up shirt.
Yeah, the sheer.
And that's the same thing that Steve Lacy had on, except his shit was fishnet.
Right.
It's more of like the same thinking, but it's just reversed to me.
I think it's executed a little differently.
No, it's definitely executed differently. I feel like more of this Dior home shit could be worn on an everyday basis.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with that. Amazing. It's kind of thing like, let's say there's a DJ Premier beat, and we got Common and we got Lil Uzi. That's what this is, and I'll let you decide who's who, but I know who's Common.
But they have a lot of good pieces on here. I see a suede jacket, a suede bomber jacket, which is really dope to me. They have a lot of these things are incorporating like this new trend of like suits and shorts.
Yeah,
I don't know where that's come from.
I'm not a fan of like long sleeves and shorts. In general, I think the proportions aren't really.
Yeah, it looks awkward. It looks like for you to be a 7-foot guy and then have like 3 foot feet or some shit like that. It looks like if anybody has watched Deadpool when he gets his leg shot off and he's growing them back, the baby legs. That's what it looks like when you wear a long sleeve and shorts.
Yeah, but I think a lot of what Kim Jones has done here is that he took the famous femininity of Dior from the past in the women's line and he applied it to the menswear. Like there's lots of like open coats.
Yeah, a lot of down coats that I see that are really dope. Another thing that I liked about this collab, well not collab, this show that Kim Jones did was he brought back that buckle on the belt trend.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of the buckle on the belt shit. Like after a while, I feel like it got overdone with everybody with like the Louis V and the fucking Gucci.
Well, that's because they
were
copying that shit from the flea market.
Well, yeah, that too. But the thing is, if it gets an overexposure or something, then everybody's just gonna be everybody has these. When a lot of people who had them were fake, but
and you're not wrong. I haven't seen one in a minute.
Exactly.
So it's kind of cool to see it in a different light and a different
way. I steered away from that early, and then I just copped the Goyard belt because it doesn't have like a heavy buckle. Like I never was a fan of that personally, because if anybody who wears that, you know that at like the top of like your on the bottom of your stomach and the space in between your stomach and your dick, that shit like it puts pressure on it whenever you sit down.
Plus, like when you sit down and you like lean forward, that shit digs into your belly button.
Yeah, and then like it's weird. A lot of things that they had here was like classic things. I like the trousers. I like the colors that he used.
Yeah.
He didn't use a lot of even though it's spring, he didn't use a lot of pop colors. If anything, he used like
he used different textures and patterns to accent the simple colors like stripes.
He has some like colors that with like a light pink and stuff like that, but it's a light pink in a sense of like it was mixed with gray, whereas it's not like a hot pink. It's,
which is another thing because Christian Dior's favorite colorway is pink and gray. So Kim Jones really did his research with that. He brought back the garden shit. He brought back the bee. He brought the right person to bring that back with Cause, who redesigned it.
But I do like some of these shorts that he's had put out, where it's like the pinstripe shorts.
Yeah.
With the vertical stripes, he did a good thing with accessories, which I think everybody's honing in on right now, because accessories is probably selling more for everybody, because with like everybody buying, I've seen everybody buying more sunglasses and more like wallets and more side bags and like little things.
I think that's the way people are really blending streetwear and high fashion. Yeah, like they'll get the Stussy tee, the random shorts, but they'll have like a fucking Chanel brooch on. Yeah,
that's the way you mix the high and the low in a sense, which a lot of people can't do well, but it's a good look when it's executed correctly.
Right.
Look
at any woman that works at Kith New York and they do it right.
Overall, the Dior thing was really dope to me. I like the hat as well. The hat with the buckle on the back to be the connector. I really like that. I think a lot of people are incorporating the style of the ALYX. I don't know how to pronounce that. But
LYAX?
Yeah, it's ALYX. It's the brand that we're gonna talk about it later in the show. Alix, yeah.
Or whatever.
With the head designer Matthew. I think a lot of people are incorporating that with. I think they were the first people who had the whole seatbelt like connected thing as a thing as like a belt or like the.
Yo, I remember that shit in high school.
Or like the
that shit was tough.
The front bags where you connect it.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like the dad thing where you put your kids in, but it's more in a fashion term. Like
So
I don't think you put kids in there, but
what are we rating this Kim Jones debut?
I mean, if we're doing 1 out of 10, I'd give it an 8. It's really dope.
I'm giving this shit a 9 just probably because
I'll give Virgil a 9. I'll give this an 8. But I'll give this an 8.5 because this wasn't that far away. Like I like a lot of things in here. Like I would buy a lot of things in here. I would buy more things in here than I would buy in the Virgil one because there's a lot more of my style where it's minimalistic. Like it's not. He doesn't have any crazy thing on here. Like, I think he has one button up where it has the bees on it. That's it.
But I can see myself getting stuff from both, honestly.
Yeah, I like both.
But if these two brands stay like this, with this direction and this guidance from Kim Jones and Virgil, then these might be my
Kim Jones just put a lot more pressure on whoever's next. I think out of this whole Paris thing, they've been putting out a lot of good things. I didn't see anybody who had a bad show except Tom Brown, which we're going to talk about later on. Yikes. I did not like this show at all. Usually from a brand that I personally like a lot. But transitioning that, we're going to do the whole streetwear thing. A lot of people have been talking about since the whole Virgil and Kim Jones things, and these two shows have really put a lot of what normally would be called streetwear into the high fashion world. People are saying that streetwear brands are no longer going to be needed. For me, I haven't seen any streetwear brand in a while that a lot of people go crazy for, except for Supreme and Palace. But it's not it's not like how it used to be, where it wasn't hype for everybody to have streetwear and stuff like that.
But the people who were fans of it were into it so much. That's how it used to be. People were mad nerdy about it.
Like I was reading an article where the person was saying that there's no longer like you can walk into a store and just like buy something that you really wanted. Like you cannot walk into Supreme and buy something that you wanted from this week's drop. That's not happening. Or Palace.
You just can't do that. It's just not there anymore.
And like Stussy and what's another brand? Like the Hundreds and stuff like that. It really doesn't hold any value anymore. Like a lot of people don't care about those brands anymore. Probably because they're not hype.
Yeah, but they're still putting out good shit.
That's what I'm saying.
It's sort of like I'm gonna compare streetwear to Star Wars right now. So trust me, this makes sense. So when it got picked up by Disney, aka the high fashion world, and it was promoted to like a higher audience and like people who you recognize wear it, like the rappers like A$AP Rocky and all that stuff. So it put it to a massive audience, and they just started milking it. So we got mad Star Wars movies. So the people who enjoyed the OG Star Wars movies were like, "What the fuck is this? I don't want to watch Solo. I don't want to watch."
I mean, at the end of the day, this is all a business. So whichever one makes more money is what they're gonna do. But I would say that these brands need to keep it. Well, Virgil and Kim Jones did a good job of keeping your integrity and sort of
original.
It's sort of like putting your own touch on it as far as the streetwear stuff and stuff like that. But a lot of brands are just being tacky with it. Like, for example, Balenciaga and the Triple S, they're milking that. Yeah. They're milking that to death. They're milking that like Nike milking the Air Max 97s.
You know what's crazy? Don't like that. I see so many fucking memes trashing them, but I still see people selling them out.
That's the world. That's the world. That's just go back to my reference. Everybody says J. Cole's boring and it's monotone. But if you look at his first week numbers and you look at all the people that were trashing him, something's not adding up here. Somebody's buying these Balenciaga Triple S's, which I honestly don't think they're that bad. I just don't like chunky shoes. It's too... Yeah. And if you wear anything besides a size 6, the shoe looks huge.
But I'm a fan of the memes. The memes are great. Please keep up.
Exactly. That's the thing. Like nobody really cares about the truth if the lie's more entertaining. If everybody says Balenciaga sucks, they'll run along with it. Balenciaga's still a great brand, but I just feel like they're milking that Triple S way too much.
They gotta hit that third quarter.
Like I feel like they were the ones who really... I wouldn't say they started it, but...
They ran with it.
The trend of the dad shoe, they executed it the best. And I feel like they should have just cut it off and switched. Because essentially that's what fashion is. You trying to get ahead of the curve of what everybody's doing. Once you become the trend and you're still keeping along with the trend, you're going to look whack. Like, it's just like an artist who gets popping off of a sound, and everybody steals your sound, and then you just look like everyone else. When everybody knows you originally started it, but there's nothing you can do once everybody sounds like you.
Shout out Lil B.
It's out to the world now.
But no, Balenciaga got really lucky because they had the sock runner shoe and the dad shoe at the same time.
The sock runner shoe I wasn't really a big fan of, but they've been trying to do like that thing because they had the Balenciaga runners maybe like 2-3 years ago, which I was actually a fan of, but I really like that shoe more on women. But there you can tell they were trying to get something next besides the Balenciaga arenas. Yeah. They were trying to bring something else on.
The Balenciaga arenas. That just remind me of my favorite meme of all time.
But the Balenciaga, everybody forgets about it now. Hard. Everybody forgets about it now, but that was a huge shoe for Balenciaga. That shoe, like, I remember in 2012, good. 2011 when Kanye started wearing it, and I'm like, oh, that shoe's really dope. That shoe's really dope. And I had bought a pair, but they're so uncomfortable. And the color bleeds on your socks. You cannot wear white socks with that. It bleeds onto your socks. But the shoe was aesthetically, it was something new from the fashion world.
Aesthetically, it was probably the most aesthetically pleasing and visual best looking mid top shoe.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of mid top shoes at all.
It made mid top shoes look good.
That's very true with the creased leather too. It made everything look really good. And that was a good time in fashion around that time. That was a really good time in fashion.
2012 to 2015. Bring that back, bro.
That was a really good time in fashion.
That's when 6ix9ine was wearing the pussy nigga shirt.
Essentially, we're dropping way too much 6ix9ine references. This nigga references 6ix9ine every week.
I'm sorry, that's the king.
But essentially, I think the streetwear isn't dead. The hype for streetwear is gonna die because it's taken away from the high fashion is taking it away from the kids. That's usually how culture goes anyways. You put something out new, and then once they find out how to monetize it, once they find out how to make it in their own way, quote unquote, they'll just take it and run with it. Something new is going to pop up regardless anytime anyways.
I can't wait.
Like,
I need something to go away. Just let me be. I can't wait to be that old head for streetwear when I'm wearing my fucking Stussy t-shirt and
when you're wearing your
my dark denim and my Nike.
When you're wearing khakis with a Supreme camp hat, the 5-panel.
Yo, bring that. Yo, that's the same era of fashion we was talking about. Bring that shit back, bro.
That was a classic. All right, so we're gonna move on to the brand that I was just talking about, the Alex brand. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but
that's how we're gonna roll with it.
We're not you pompous motherfuckers. We say it how we want to say it.
It's veterans. Fuck my
so this brand I feel like has been looming over the fashion brand for a while. What they put out is a lot of. I think they go a lot more out of the box with things.
Imagine a trash version of a Cold Wall.
Yeah, I think those two are very similar in a way. But
they're mad pussy. With
there's a lot of things in here that I would not wear, and like they have this jacket that looks just like the Supreme North Face jacket, but in a different color with the snakeskin on it. They were the first people that were on this trend of like with the belts and the connectors and things. Though I would say that they had like the most run with that one. But there's a lot of things in here that it's good. They have some good pieces, as you should, but there's a lot of pieces in here that it's like more like rock. It's like a.
I wouldn't even say rock or aesthetic because it doesn't even do that right.
It's like Catholic rock, not Catholic rock, but goth rock.
This is Martin Luther rock.
It's like some rock. I don't know how to explain it. If I had to explain it, it'd be like the kid who was transitioning in school from a normal kid to goth. And he was slowly transitioning. That's what it looks like to me.
It's one of those kids that stopped listening to Screamo and started listening to rap, and he listens to nothing but Hopsin and ASAP Rock. And then he got his hands on Adobe Illustrator. All right,
so moving on from that, we're gonna move on to the Tom Brown.
Tommy.
Tom Brown. It's inspired by Alice Wonderland. Which is already Tim Burton produces that movie, right? He's the director of that movie.
Of the real life one, I think.
Yeah, of the actual movie that came out. So if that is who does it, I already don't like Tim Burton movies like at all.
Why not?
I don't like the aesthetics of those movies and stuff like that. It's hella weird. It's hella utopia-ish and shit like that. It's weird, man. But this is a lot. This is like Polo. Amount of colors, like Polo Ralph Lauren colors. Like, this is a lot of colors. A lot of just randomness in the sense of, like, it's a lot of plaiding, and then it's stripes and plaids, and then
you have a lot of, like, sea animals.
Yeah, you have, like, for the picture
Crabs and
specifically
lobsters
that
and
I'm looking
whales.
at, let me explain this to the viewers. Specifically, what I'm looking at is a guy wearing a top hat that looks like a Charlie Chaplin hat. He has glasses that look like they're from the era of EDM. They look like glasses that people who listen to Sandstorm at a fucking, what was it, a techno club? that looks like the glasses that he would wear. He has a button up, and it's a plaid red and white button up, and then he has a plaid green and white
with the yellow shorts,
with yellow vertical striped shorts, and then he has an undershirt under that with horizontal white and blue things. Stripes.
You're not even at the best part yet. This nigga's shoes, he's got orange platform shoes.
They're not platform. They look, honestly, what they look like to me. It's an Oxford design, but he has really big feet, so they look like clown feet to me. But this is a lot of just like, I don't know what they were going for this. If this is just for like show, then it makes sense if it's just for show.
I think this is lazy.
Yeah, if you're just trying to sell this, I don't know who's gonna buy this. Like, I don't know where your market is for this. Because Tom Brown never puts out things like this flashy in the sense. Like, it's very peacocking. As far as looking through this, I'd probably only wear one thing on here, and it's like a sweater vest under. That's it, man. I don't really see anything.
I can't rock with anything here that I would wear unironically.
Like, this is like ridiculous. They have overalls, plaid white and black overalls, but they're not essentially overalls. They don't have the top layer of it. It's just a bottom overall. This looks like they were going for a clown wear. Like, no, like, this is exactly what it looks like.
Like, they went with the oversized, but they did it totally wrong. It looks like if your little brother went to the big and tall section and they just fucking tried everything on.
Yeah, I don't understand the look that they were going for. And Tom Brown is a brand I really like a lot. I don't understand what was going on here. Like, I don't understand that at all.
And if it's inspired by Alice in Wonderland, they didn't do anything from the film because they took it to like a nautical place. I don't think it doesn't correlate. It does not add up.
Alright, so moving on from that disaster, we're going to move on to the brand Sakai. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, that's how we're going to pronounce it.
Alright, so...
Hard.
Yeah, going from a very bad fucking collection, this collection is really... It's done really well. It has these...
It's like Americana.
Yeah. It has these... To me, it looks like a Nam vet that came back from Vietnam.
Basically.
And he was a bum. This is what it looks like, but in a good way. Not in a bad way. This is like a Lux.
This thing said a deluxe bum. So it's like the king of bums.
I mean, a lot of these wares are just wares that, like, old crazy people you see in New York would be wearing, in a sense. But they did really good on this. Another a standout piece from this was the Nike collab that they had. I believe they had a blazer, and then they had I forgot what the other shoe is, but
the shoes are the best part.
The Nike shoes are really dope. I like how it was done really well. It's kind of like a John Geiger's with the misplaced checks in a sense, where they have double checks on top. It's really dope to me. They have two colorways of the low top, which is blue and red and like a maroon, and the other ones are lime green and I believe white and yellow. I like all of them in a sense. The blazers I won't wear. I'm not.
What's this model called on the low top? I don't know.
Yeah, I've
never seen this.
Let me see if they have it here in the article, but I saw it earlier.
It's got to be like an old school model because it's got the old school.
It's two models in one. I forgot. I think it might be a Nike camper, and yeah, it doesn't say it here in the thing, but I think it might be a Nike camper, and then
that's cool. It's got like a little
a Nike waffle.
Nike waffle.
And
that's
then
a fucking throw.
It's a Nike waffle and something else on the bottom, which I've always said if Nike would have just put a different sole on the bottom of the waffle, it would look a lot better because they just recently did a collab maybe like 6 months ago with Comme des Garçons, where it was all black Nike camper.
They switched
Nike waffle,
the material.
Yeah.
It's like a.
That's why it's doubled because it's supposed to be two shoes meshed in one, rather than how Sean Witherspoon did the Air Max 97s and the Air Max 1 and using the Air Max 1 sole on the bottom.
Yeah.
They
just like two soles.
It's like they put both shoes together in the sense of that. Like rather than just taking one piece from one shoe and one piece from the other shoe and just putting it together, I think they just took different elements from the other shoe and just put them all in the
This
one.
is really cool.
Yeah, the shoe is really dope. I like the shoe. AB Dash really like the shoe as well.
Shut up. Wait, so I gave the Dior a 9, I'm giving Tom Brown a 2, and I'm giving the Sakai a 7.
Yeah, I like the Sakai a lot. I'll give the Sakai a 7. I'll give the Tom Brown like a 1.5. I really didn't like that at all.
I might give it a 1.5. You gave it a not good.
I don't like it at all. I don't like that at all, man. That was very weird.
Yo, if we're gonna keep talking about very weird, we got Comme des Garçons and their shit that they put out for Spring Summer 19. I think they also went for the fucking peacocking with the colors.
Well, it's springtime, so they're supposed to have a lot of colors in it.
But they did the same thing where they mix matched patterns. But I think it's something that can be done. I don't think they did it extremely well.
They had one button up on here. It was a flannel button up where it was 2 different flannels, like colors on each side that I really liked.
They got color blocking with vertical stripes, and I think that was horrible.
Yeah, they have some of this stuff reminds me of like the 90s Nike wear, like the 90s Nike sportswear with the colors in the sense of like.
Oh, when you have like the sort of windbreaker jacket, and the armpit would be one color, the shoulders would be a different color.
I like some of the pants and stuff like that, but like the tees and the shirts and stuff like that. I see a windbreaker that I really liked. But there's not like nothing crazy that I would like that really pops out to me saying that this was a really good. If I had to rate it, I'd give it like a 4.
They did some shit on here where they painted on the shirts.
Yeah.
And they gave it like a weird look. It's supposed to be like a creepy mask. It says.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't look good. The mask don't look
good.
The paint looks cheap.
I don't understand this little thing that Tom Brown and Comme des Garçons did with the like they look. It's essentially it looks like clown. Where I'm not trying to be funny, but at the top it has the collar of a clown shirt. Yeah. Like it looks weird to me.
So imagine like your regular white face clown with the red nose and that fucking like puffy fillery. How do you? It's like fluffy.
I have no idea what the fuck that is called. Nah, so keeping on with the Comme des Garçons brand, Comme des Garçons Black tees the Footscape collaboration with Nike. I feel like all their Nike collabs are really pretty much like very decent. I would give them all like a 7-ish. They all do since it's the black Comme des Garçons all black.
Yeah.
I'd personally buy these. It's a shoe that I would just like beat to death because it's an all black sneaker.
I like the Nike Footscape. I don't like this. I wish that they would have done something with the Aneva and like this same silhouette, but made it that woven material. That would have been sick.
Shout out to that when the Aneva was hella popping out here on Nike Live.
Yo, you customized the fuck out of that. Yo, in 2014, that golden era of streetwear where you could like get the Aneva lows and they'd stay in stock. Yeah, those were the days.
Alright, so Margiela also showcased a handmade craft Spring Summer 19. Margiela essentially always does well to me. This collab was it was a little crazy, but I think what Margiela does is they disguise really good pieces with really like loud other compartments to it. So like if you're not really paying attention, you won't pick up on it. But this is like a wilder version of the mixture of Kim Jones and Virgil shit.
I think this is way wilder. You've got niggas.
No, it's wild, but Margiela always has wild shit like this.
Like I'm looking at the slides here, and if you're following along, there's a dude with his he's wearing like a corset.
Yeah.
With, like the top half of his body showing nipples and off. I'm cool with free the nipples, but then he's got like genie pants on, and then like he's wearing the fucking the running shoes where your toes have individual pockets.
Those shits are fucking hilarious.
Those are hilarious.
Those are like for I didn't know this before I listened to the Joe Rogan podcast. I was listening to it one day, and those are for hiking, like hiking up hills. Like, I could not see myself.
I don't get it. Those
climbing hills with those. But it's supposed to be in the sense of when you run. It's supposed to be in the sense of that when you run barefoot, it's better for you than you running with shoes because you get like blisters and stuff like that. I don't know how he explained it essentially, but when he explained it, it makes sense. When I explained it, I sound retarded.
I just know if you step on a pebble, it's over for you.
Oh, 1000%. If you step on a rock, that's just gonna fucking hurt. But essentially, those are good for climbing hills. From Joe Rogan.
Mason Margiela was really killing the corsets on this shit though.
Yeah,
you put a corset over a suit. That might be the look of the
to give that I'll give it a 4 as well.
I'm gonna give it a 5 because Mason Margiela always has the best.
All right, so Gosha and Burberry, they've been doing a lot of little things in the past time. They did something, I believe, in for fall winter last year.
Yeah.
This collabs is just.
I like this.
Yeah, I like them
when they fucking this. All right, look this up right now, motherfuckers, because this is like the different patterns.
Yeah,
done right.
This is done right. Up. I like their classic original look of the plaid,
brown plaid.
Yeah, but it does it like side by side of what the new one looks like and what the old one used to look like. The pattern, I like that one a lot. Of the classic brown ones,
they did that one right.
The scarves are pretty dope. I've always liked Burberry coats. Burberry coats, I feel like they execute that very well all the time.
That green one is tough. I don't know what that kind of clasp is called, where that button is, where it's two.
Oh, where it looks like it's a cork and two ropes. Yeah, I really like those jackets as well. But seeing as we live in fucking hot weather, well, Andrew's in Germany, so
I can pull that off.
Yeah, Andrew could pull that off, but you would need like another coat on top of that when it becomes cold.
Shout
that will be available on Burberry websites July 7th.
So I'm gonna give that Gosha Burberry a 7.
It's a very short. I think they only have like maybe 8 to 10 pieces on there. It's really short, but it was done very well.
Also, Germany got knocked out of the World Cup. Fucking losers.
Alright, so
we got Adidas and Palace coming up, switching up the sports. They went into the tennis realm with this.
Adidas and Palace, I feel like Palace is always like doing things very minimal, and they stick to their brand. But I feel like this was too minimal. It's too plain for me. Like, there's nothing on here that I would buy at retail price.
There's nothing on here that says collab with Palace. It all just looks like regular Adidas tennis shit.
Yeah, it looks like Adidas tennis shit, and they just put Palace on the bottom.
Yeah,
that's it. Well, one thing that I really do like from tennis wear is the zip up polo. Rather than being buttons, I like those a lot. I like that a lot. Other than that, this is just, if you play tennis, this is normal wear that you could probably buy. It's normal Adidas wear that you could buy.
This is dead ass for playing tennis. I would not wear this anywhere else. I don't even play tennis.
This is all that you could buy at a normal, I don't know, like Adidas store or something like that.
So I have to give this one 2 ratings. So it's a 7 if you're actually gonna get it for tennis, but for fashion, in the fashion realm, it's like a 3. Because if you're out here wearing fucking tennis shorts, and you have
I like tennis shorts actually,
and you got like the headband, and you're ordering.
Well, if you got all that, then
and you're ordering a pressed juice, and then you spill it, and you're like, oh man, my fucking pressed juice.
Don't come at pressed juice. Pressed juice sponsor us. I love your juices.
Shout out, please. So give me a lemon, aloe, honey, ginger.
Moving on, we're gonna go move on to Vetements. This is the same. Those who don't know, this is the same designer as Balenciaga's is denim. I don't know who still buys Vetements. Vetements is losing. I would think Vetements is losing more money than they're spending because they price things very high. They'll get a Champions hoodie and then throw on some crazy just throw on some Vetements shit, put it out, and it'll be in Barney's for like $2,000.
I don't get it. Everything that Vetements thinks they're doing, Chinatown Street Market is actually doing.
At a more affordable price.
At a super affordable price.
No, more affordable. A lot of people, the thing is that people are saying like, oh, the streetwear is affordable now. Don't the Chinatown Market, doesn't their shirts like $100?
No, they're like $32.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that at all. Yeah.
And they push it out like super randomly. Like,
yeah.
When the Cavs got swept, they put out a Golden State sweeping service.
So essentially, I think Chinatown Street Market is doing what Supreme started at first. They're putting out like very like, I wouldn't say awkward pieces, but they're putting out pieces just like off the whim. Like that's the thing that I do like in fashion when you can execute it well. Is do something off the whim, like, oh, fuck this, I just thought about this, put it out.
Yeah, it's basically, if something happens in the real world, there'd be a t-shirt out of it. Like, they're basically a meme page with merch.
Yeah.
But it's actually good.
Yeah. This Vetements thing, I wouldn't wear anything out of it. I think the hoodie's pretty dope, is I have a drinking problem. This new thing of, like, putting actual problems on a tee. I don't like the parody of fashion of it is now.
Nah.
I don't really like that, but...
It looks super Forever 21.
Yeah, this is what it looks like. It looks like they tried to go for what Gucci's going for, but it's just...
And you know what's crazy?
Yeah.
The dude, the Vetements guy, I forget his name, he's actually in the world of, like, streetwear, so why is he fucking, like...
He's a designer for Balenciaga.
I don't get it, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what he's going for here, but just like we've been honing in on how streetwear like streetwear was back then. Angel says like 2014, 2013. That was like fucking what, 4 years ago? That shit wasn't that long ago.
No, it wasn't that long ago. But I was also like mad young.
The moment, I think everybody remembers the moment where they just got hit with the bug, the fashion bug, in the sense of like, this is like, buying this piece is the piece that like started everything. It's kind of like the domino effect. Like, that was the first thing, and now it's just, alright, it's crazy. Like, for me, the first thing that I remember buying that I was like, oh, alright, like, I really like clothes more than everybody. I believe it was when Jabot jeans was out.
You said Jabot jeans.
Jabot jeans.
Jabot jeans.
It's kind of like Places and Faces. They took that away from him. He was a French designer back at the time. You probably seen it. It was like where it had the Velcro and then it had like the plus minus shit on it, on the jeans. I used to beg my mom for Jabot jeans, but I don't remember. Jabot jeans probably was like almost $80, $100. Like, my mom would never buy me that shit. But at that time as well, I knew, I was like, alright, this is like, I really like this shit. From then on, I started to like care more about what I would wear. Plus, I was trying to model my life behind like everybody on my block who used to be wearing like a lot of Gucci, a lot of Louis Vuitton things around the time, like I wouldn't say around the time when the Dapper Dan thing was going on, but I'll say around the time when hip hop started wearing Gucci and stuff like that. So I'm looking at them like, they got all the cars, they got all the money, they got all the girls. That's what I want to wear. Like, that was some shit that I was feeling that it like hit the bug. They hit me the bug when, I would say, when my mom probably bought me like my first pair of Jordans. That's that, and then the time when I went to Jabot jeans.
So like, what year is this? It's all this. Like, would you say it hit you?
Oh man, 2000. I was in the 3rd grade. Yeah. So I believe I think the first pair of Jordans I ever had that I remembered. But as a kid, my mom bought me. I believe it was the Shadow 10s. My mom bought me those at the time when I was a baby. But me consciously knowing when I wanted like some clothes, I would say about the Jabot jeans. Jabot jeans was like 2001, 2002, 2003 era. And then my mom bought me my first pair of Jordans. I believe those the 16 lows, which that shoe essentially doesn't really look that great. But that was my first pair of Jordans. So I'm like, oh fuck y'all niggas, I got
that shit was on the
lit,
sales
whatever.
rack. Like, it was lit.
Now it wasn't on sales rack. It probably was on sales, but back then Jordan used to go on sales all the time.
Yeah.
Like I believe the Fire Red 4s when I was gonna get them one year. The Mars Fire Black 4s. I was gonna get them one year, and that's when shoe companies used to, if you have one last size, they would slash the price. So those shits were like $30, and I was begging my mom to give me them shits, and she got them for me at the time. But yeah, that like 2002, 2003 at the time because I remember like everybody was still wearing the big shit, like the big clothes and stuff like that at that time.
Honestly, what probably for me, I hit fashion like way later than you. Like, you were talking about 2001, 2003.
I caught it super early.
Yeah.
Super
early. It was probably around 2008. It was the summer of 2008. I saw my first person that I probably recognized wearing like an ice cream shirt, and I was like, "What's that?" Oh,
ice cream just enhanced that shit to the moon for me.
So at the same time I was introduced to that was the first time I heard an NERD album, which was Seeing Sounds in 2008, and I was like, this shit changed my fucking life. I got put onto BBC and all that shit. I got more into it. So summer 2008 is when my life changed.
Yeah, I remember going on before I knew like how like these things work, like with the online shit, online drops and stuff like that. Before I knew like when they were gonna drop, I used to go on BBC and I'm like, what the fuck? This shit is always sold out.
Yeah, I'd
like
be tight.
Me just talking shit too, because my mom was not gonna buy me a $300 hoodie at like fucking in 06. Cause I think that's when BBC first started popping off, like 06, 07, or like a Bape shit. Like I watched it
unheard of.
Yeah,
no one's parents
fuck
are doing that
no.
for you.
Dude, my parents think I'm crazy now for buying the shit that I buy. Imagine them buying me shit back $300 back then. It was a lot.
I remember when
sound like some super old heads, but yeah, I remember watching the clips have all the Bape shit. I'm like, oh, I fucking want that.
Well,
like,
I remember asking my mom for $30 for a Hundreds t-shirt, and she says, "Why is this shit $30? This t-shirt's $30."
I'm telling you, being Dominican, Dominican people are either very frugal or they spend their money like crazy. You're not getting in between there ever.
It's impossible.
My parents buying me $100 sneakers was the kids will never know now. Months of begging my mom for buying me some $100 Jordans way before they came out. I remember going on 23's back and looking at like Jordans on release dates, and I'm like, all right, so these come out in December. I used to get 2 pairs of shoes every year. These come out in December. I always used to get a white Air Force One for the first day of school, and then I would get a white Air Force One in December. That would be the 2 pairs of shoes that I would always get, because it goes with everything. And I've always loved all white Air Force Ones. And I remember getting my mom to try to buy me the Fire Red 5s in 06. And I knew everybody in school was going to have these, so I had to have them. I did not get those. I went to the store, they did not have those shit. That's at the time when Jordans really started to, like people were getting shot and people were waiting in lines for Jordan. I think that's where it first started. Like, people were going crazy for them shits at that time.
I remember, it must have been around the same time when they re-released the Concords around Christmas.
That was 09, 10. That's when they hit.
That was his piece. Like, niggas were getting beat up a lot. Every city.
I remember a perfect story for that. I remember everybody was waiting in line at. I believe you had to wait outside of a Macy's or something to get into the finish line of our mall, and everybody was waiting in line super long. No, this was for the Space Jams. This was 09 for the Space Jams. Everybody was waiting in line super long. So one of my friends who didn't know about the streetwear culture and stuff like that didn't know that you had to wait in line. And he was like, nah, fuck that. We're not waiting in no damn lines. I'm like, dude, you have to wait in line. There's no way that they're going to let you through. So exactly what he did, he was like, yo, get out of the car. And we got out of the car. He skipped everybody and get to the line. It was people infinite. We literally just walked into the mall. You know how they walk you into, like, per groups, per groups of 20. We walked into the mall. We walked to the front of the finish line. And he was like, yo, give me 2 pairs of the Space Jams. And I'm like, oh shit, we lit for real right now.
Everyone's been super fucking tight at that.
I mean,
waiting in line.
There was a reason why we got in the front of the line that we won't speak about, but yeah.
Shout out. You know, keep that thing on me.
So okay, Vans Vault dropped a new Vans coming out. It's not a new like silhouette, but supposedly these were designed by Virgil in 2013. Off first look, they look like they were designed in Virgil in 2013. It's like a mixture of the one that I think looks the best is a mixture of the old school and the Vans Authentic, where it's a mixture of the slip on and it still have strings on it, but you can tell like certain things about it. Like these look like they've been worn for. Has more of a wash, and then the high top has like a zipper vibe to it and stuff like that. But a lot of people just off the glimpse that Virgil designed these,
just because
it sold out the same day that they came out.
Just because it says off the wall on the laces, niggas were like, oh shit, this is
Off-White. I essentially I think that these were Virgil's at a time, but since Virgil signed to Nike, I don't think they can put that out that he was the person who actually designed it. So I think they just like give that little tidbit to the media and then just watch them sell out because they sold out super quick.
I think they're really cool. So
yeah, I think they're good as
they're like
good shoes essentially.
I like it because it's like a deconstructed type look. Like they took it apart and put it back.
That's how I know that Virgil did it because that's the fucking ones. That's all the Nike shit.
Yeah,
it's all deconstructed.
Although to be fair, Samuel Ross had the best Air Force One.
Oh yeah, 1000%.
The best deconstructed Air Force One.
The best. Those Air Force Ones I would still want to get, but they're going for like $10,000.
Yeah,
like $5,000. Or something.
It was like a
because it only came out in London.
Yeah.
In London, and Nike Lab in London. It might have come out in Dover Street Market in London.
Right, and you already know that Skepta and the gang hit a lick on everyone who owns them.
Yeah, you really did hit a lick on that one. If
you actually got
to cop those, yeah. So. That looks like the whole rundown for us this week. This is Telatalk episode 5? Is it episode 5? It's episode 5. Shout out to Jalen Rose. Smoke the same butt as the color is Jalen Rose. Number 5, Fat 5. E.
It's AB Dash. We out here. Tell your cousin.
We are the top podcast out here. We're doing numbers like gas stations.
Facts.
Now that Deezus and Mero are on Showtime, we are coming to take over the spot of everything.
Thank you.
We out.
Larry Clark, hit me up.